Okay, here are your answers to yesterday's homework. I'm going to work through these real quickly. Stop it if you need to, or rewind the video. All right, find the area of a triangle if 8 and 12 are legs. Well, this has nothing to do with the Pythagorean theorem, as long as you know what legs are. Okay, I have a right triangle. We can call this 12, we can call this 8, and the formula is 1/2 times base times height, so that's 1/2 times 8 times 12. That's 1/2 of 8 is 4, and 4 times 12 is 48. Area equals 48 square inches. Am I off the side of the page there? Not yet. Let's move this a little bit this way. All right, find the area of the triangle if 8 and 12 are leg and the hypotenuse. Well, that's slightly different. I know that 12 has to be the hypotenuse, given that 8 is a leg, because the hypotenuse has to be longer than the legs. All right, so I'm going to go 12 and 8. All right, here I have to use the Pythagorean theorem. So I got a squared, let's call this a, plus 8 squared equals 12 squared. That's a squared plus 64 equals 144. Subtract 64 from each side, and I'm shortening this up a little bit because I'm assuming you have these steps right. This is a squared equals 80. Take square root of each side, and let's see, this is going to be, well, square root of 80 has to be almost 9. So I'm going to say a equals 8.9. And I'd put my little approximately. Alexa, what's the square root of 80?
The square root of 80 is 8.9443.
There you go. Alexa says I'm right. All right, 7. The area of a square is 81 centimeters. The key word here is square. So I have a square, and I have a side, and to find the area, that has to be 81. So basically you're saying, hey, what squared, in other words, this is a and this is a, what squared equals 81? Well, take the square root of both sides, and that's a equals 9. So each side has to be 9. That makes 9 all around. 4 times 9 is 36. P equals 36 centimeters. Note that is not a square unit because it's a length. All right, number 8. And let me move this over just a little bit here. All right, so you can see the picture. Maybe I'll move it up a little bit too. Okay, an isosceles triangle has congruent sides of 20 centimeters. Well, these are the congruent sides on an isosceles triangle. So I'm going to write 20 and 20. The base is 10. That means this whole thing is 10 centimeters. Okay, this is not a right triangle. What is the area of the triangle? Well, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to deal with one of these by themselves. Okay, that's a right triangle, and that I can apply the Pythagorean theorem to. Well, if this base is 10, half of this is going to be 5. So I have this triangle like that, and I want to figure out, and I got a right angle here, so I need to figure out what this leg is. So I got a leg here, hypotenuse here. So I got a squared plus 5 squared equals 20 squared. Okay, so this is a squared plus 25 equals 400. Subtract 25 from each side, I'm going to get a squared equals 375. Take the square root of each side. Let's see, this is going to be about low 19s. Something like that. So these cancel, and I get a equals. Alexa, what's the square root of 375?
The square root of 375 is 19.3649.
We'll call it 19.4. Okay, so this side, in other words, this height right here is 19.4. 19.4. So to find the area of this whole triangle here, I'm going to go 19.4 times the base. Now remember that the formula is sorry for squeezing this in here, I got limited camera space, is 1/2 times base times height. So that's 1/2 times 10 times 19.4. So 1/2 of 10 is 5 times 19.4. 5 times 19 is 95, so this should be 97. Alexa, what's 5 times 19.4?
5 times 19.4 is 97.
There we go. 97 centimeters squared. Okay. All right. Let me scooch this back over so we can read it here. Sorry. A baseball diamond is a square with 90 feet on each side. Okay. So I know it's called a baseball diamond, but it's really a baseball square. Okay. For those of you that don't play baseball, here's first base, here's second base, here's third base, and here is home plate. All right. It says 90 on each side, so these are 90, 90, 90, 90. If a player throws the ball from second base to home, that's from here to here. So I'm saying, what is this distance? Okay, well, that's a right triangle with 90 on this side, 90 on this side. These sides are the legs because here's the right angle. Okay, in this triangle. Now I'm ignoring all this. Okay, so I got 90 and 90. So I have 90 squared plus 90 squared equals, now this is the two legs, these are A and B, and I'm looking for this hypotenuse, C squared. Well, 90 squared is 8100, 90 squared is 8100, and that equals C squared. These are 16,200 equals C squared. I'll take the square root of each side, and C is going to equal 120 or something like that. Alexa, what is 16,200? Oh, sorry.
The answer to your calculation is 16,200.
Yeah, thanks. Alexa, what's the square root of 16,200?
The square root of 16,200 is 127.2792.
We'll call it 127.3, and that's feet. All right, last one. Sorry, the worksheet is not cooperating. Jill's front door is 42 inches wide and 84 inches tall. She purchased a circular table that's 96 inches in diameter. Will the table fit through the front door? Okay, so I have this door. And it's 42 inches wide and 84 inches tall. And I got a table that's 96 inches in diameter. So if I just roll the table in like this, okay, there's no way it's going to fit 96. The only way possible is if I roll the table in and it kind of go on the diagonal there. That would be the best way. If you've ever moved furniture, you're always looking for that diagonal there. So I need to know what the diagonal is. And in this particular triangle, this is the hypotenuse. So I'm going to take the two legs, square them. So I'm going to go 84 squared plus 42 squared. And that's going to equal C squared. And I need to find out if this C is going to be more or less than 96. So 84 squared, I don't know why I know this, but this is 7,056. And 42 squared. Alexa, what's 42 squared? Alexa, what's 42 squared?
42 squared is 1,764.
If I add these together, this is 8820 equals C squared. Take the square root of each side. And these two are going to cancel, so I get C equals, Alexa, what's the square root of 8,820?
The square root of 8,820 is 93.9149.
93.9. So this diagonal is 93.9149. 9, and I don't need the exact amount. What I do know is it's less than 96, so the answer would be no. It won't fit. Will the table fit through the front door? The answer is no. She has to take the table back. Funny story. When my wife and I moved into our house, we had a piano shipped from New York City, where she was living previously, and we were going to put it in our house. And the piano movers couldn't figure out a way to get it into our house. There was no opening in our house that would make it work. So we had to sell it. Sad story. Have a great day, and make sure to draw the problems out on today's homework. Just my advice in advance.